So, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, translation and commentary, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Today, chapter 4, canto 7, text number 41. Oh, thank you. Chapter entitled Hiranyakashipu terrorizes the universe. Not just the world, right? We've got a lot of terror in the world. So now we have terror in the universe. Seems to be a way of control. So, if you have good eyesight, please repeat. Kavchit upalakas tushnim aste samspasha nivritaha aspanda pranayananda salila militekshana kavchit utpalakastushnim aste samspasha nivrita aspanda pranayananda salila militekshana kavchit utpalakastushnim asti samspasha nivritaha aspanda pranayananda salila militekshana kavchit utpalakastushtim nim aste samspasha nivritaha aspanda pranayananda salila militekshana. So, word for word, please repeat. Kavchit, sometimes. Utpalakaha, with the hairs of his body standing on end. Tushnim, completely silent. Aste, remains. Samspasha nivritaha, feeling great joy by contact with the Lord. Aspanda, steady. Pranaya ananda, due to transcendental bliss, from a relationship of love. Salila, filled with tears. Amilita, half closed. Ikshanaha, whose eyes. Translation Srila Prabhupada. Sometimes, feeling the touch of the Lord's lotus hands, he became spiritually jubilant and remained silent, his hairs standing on end and tears gliding down from his half-closed eyes because of his love for the Lord. Please repeat. Sometimes, feeling the touch of the Lord's lotus hands, he became spiritually jubilant and remained silent, his hair standing on end and tears gliding down from his half-closed eyes because of his love for the Lord. Purport Srila Prabhupada. When a devotee feels separation from the Lord, he becomes eager to see where the Lord is. And sometimes he feels pangs of separation, tears flowing incessantly from his half-closed eyes. As stated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shikshashtaka, Yugayatam Nimeshena Chakshusha Pravisayatam. The words Chakshusha Pravisayatam refer to tears falling incessantly from the devotee's eyes. These symptoms, which appear in pure devotional ecstasy, were visible in the body of Prahlad Maharaj. Makam karochi vachalam bhangam laite girim yad kripa tamaham bande Shri Gurun dinatarinam kavchet upalakas tushnim aste samsparsha nevritaha aspanda pranaya nanda sarila militekshana. Sometimes, feeling the touch of the Lord's lotus hands, he became spiritually jubilant and remained silent, his hairs standing on end and tears gliding down from his half-closed eyes because of his love for the Lord. So, this is a description of Prahlad Maharaj in his ecstasy of love of God. The ecstasy of love of God is on the spiritual platform, but it also manifests externally through the material body. So these astika bhavas, these transformations that are manifest in a devotee's body are described in the Shastra, and they are experienced during love of God. Externally, it may seem that the devotee is in distress. In this case, tears, remaining silent, sometimes crying in anxiety to see the Lord, sometimes laughed, sometimes sang loudly, for no apparent external reason. It's manifesting in the material body, but there seems to be no external stimulus for that to the materialist. But the devotee knows that the devotee, such as Prahlad Maharaj here, he is internally absorbed in thought of his beloved Lord. So we hear in the Shastra Bahirmukh and Antirmukh, externally fixated and internally absorbed. Generally, the materialist is externally fixated. He's always considering how to enjoy the material world. Dhanam janam sundarim. I want to get money. I want to get social status and followers. I want to have sensuality, the good things in life. I want a statue in the town square so that pigeons can pass stool on my head. Perform arti in this way. So, that is Bahimukh. But Krishna is discovered internally. Krishna is residing within the heart of the devotee. He is found within the heart of the devotee. He is discovered through purified consciousness. The materialist wants to discover sensuality, enjoyment through the external senses. But the devotee knows that this is a suffering condition. Duklayam asasvitam. Everything in the material world is dukkhalayam, actually miserable, a source of anxiety. Without peace, how can there be happiness? Krishna explains. So, he's not interested in those things. Tapo divyam putraka yena. This is what Rishabdev told his sons before he retired to the forest and took the ashram, if you like, of being an avaduta. He said, this material world is a miserable place. Everything is asashvatam, temporary. Whatever you attain, it will slip through your hands. This very life, this very body that we treasure, that will also be lost, and everything attached to it. So, tapo divyam. He said, therefore, perform all sorts of divine austerity by which you can realize the Supreme Lord. Then he explained, Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahor Vimuktes, that the door to liberation is by serving the Mahatma. Just like Arjuna is said at the beginning of the Gita, I'm very confused. I don't know what to do. Now I'm a soul surrendered unto you. Karpanya. Please instruct me. So Krishna instructed him. And then at the end, towards the end, 18th chapter, Krishna said, now I've explained everything, Arjuna, now you can do what you want. So this is surrender. Surrender means to listen with a positive mentality to the message of the Mahatma. And then you are free. Surrender, in our terminology, is not forcible. Just like Hiranyakashipu is terrorizing. So in the material world now we see all over the world different sides are battling, and one is trying to terrorize the other and make the other one submit. But that is not the surrender of the transcendental platform. The surrender of the transcendental platform is voluntary. Krishna is not forcing Arjuna. He's saying, now Arjuna, you can decide what you do. I've explained all the ins and outs. I've explained bhakti, karma, jnana. I've given lots of knowledge. Then Arjuna, what does he say? Karishyate tavavachanam. Yes, now I've understand everything, Krishna, and I'm ready to act according to your words. Tavavachanam, your words. So that is the arrival of the Supreme Godhead in the message of the Vedic literature, the Shruti and the Smriti. They contain guidance how the living entity, if he chooses, can leave dukkhalayam astashvitam, the temporary, miserable material world, and attain eternal blissful life. And this is the result. These ecstasies of Prahlad Maharaj, they may seem similar to the miseries in the material world, externally, superficially, without knowledge. Prahlad Maharaj is crying, he's apparently not connected to the external world. We call this different mental problems. You're not tuned into the external world. You can't relate to the external world. They say, oh, you better take this pill. No, the devotees disconnect from the material world in his absorption on the Supreme Lord's lotus feet is of a different quality. It is the true nature of emotional expression. And the very substance of these emotions is ecstasy. It is based on Vaikuntha. It is without anxiety. It is situated in realization of the Lord. And it is full of rasa. And within that, the devotee finds Jivera Swarupoi Nityera Krishnadas. My true nature, my Swarup, is as Krishnadas. Gopi Bhata Kamalayo Dasa Das Anadas. I am the servant of the Supreme Lord, the Master of the Gopis, who resides in his transcendental abode, yet is fully available in every nook and cranny of the unlimited universe through bhakti. So, the materialist, though, he is in asat, temporary condition, achit, illusory conceptions, niranand, miserable, and his nature, his swarup, is covered, and he is always taking on different material designations: man, woman, dog, camel, ass, hog, insect, king, servant, 8,400,000 species of life. But the devotee returns, Jivera Swarupoi Nityera Krishnadas. I am the eternal servant. That relationship is unchanging. And the increase in ecstasy is unchanging. And the realization of the Lord is unchanging. And this is eternal. In the 8th chapter of the Gita, one who attains me never takes birth again in the material world. Shri Sri Gaurnitai, Shri Guru Parampara, Krishna Balaram, Radhasan Sundar, Lalit Vishaka, Giri Govardhan, Shalagra Maharaj, Gomata, Tulsi Maharani Ke. So, this is Yogamaya. The devotee is under Yogamaya, whereas the materialist is under Mahamaya. So Yogamaya gives remembrance of the Lord, whereas Mahamaya, the material potency, gives forgetfulness of the Lord. Yoga means union or plus. So Yogamaya, experienced here in the example of Prahlad Maharaj, is the union of the devotee with the Supreme Lord, whereas Mahamaya is separation from the Supreme Lord. Because the materialist is not anukulyena. Rupa Goswami has explained, what is that verse? Yeah. Anya bilashita sunyam jnanakami anavritam. No material hanking, no speculative, no monistic conceptions, no desire for the fruit of activities. Krishna nu shilanam. The devotee, this is the essence of bhakti. Krishna nu. His activities, his words, his thoughts, his deeds are favorable. That is the difference. Whereas the materialist, his activities are unfavorable. This material energy, it belongs to the Lord, and it should be used in His service. The Vibhinangsa, Jiva Shakti, they are separated part and parcels. They should be united with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, in Vaishnavism, Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe, Yukta Vairag Sa Uchate. All those things that are favorable to the Lord and rejecting things that are unfavorable, not connected, then the devotee uses those things in the service of Krishna. So he is also uniting the material energy. But he is also, under the direction of Sri Sri Gaurnitai, uniting the Vibhinangsa, the separated particles, Jiva Angsa, Mavai Vangsa Jiva Loke, that are in this material world. He is also endeavoring to show them how to connect to the Supreme Lord. So therefore, the devotee in bhakti, under proper guidance, is also performing separation and union. So this is to be understood. The Leela of the Supreme Lord, and manifest also in the Leela of the devotee with the Supreme Lord, is on the polarity or axis or coordinates of union and separation, Sambhog and Vipralamba. And this is actually, it is this union and separation is the very reason for, and the ecstatic interchange is the very reason for the creation. There is one sloka, it's Adilila, chapter 1, verse number 6. It explains this point. Radha Krishna pranaya vrikti ladini shakti asmad. That verse, number 5. So translation. The loving affairs of Sri Sri Radha Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. So we should never consider that the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna are composed of the same energy, the same selfishness in the material world. In the material world, everyone is a selfish servant of the material senses, whereas in the spiritual world, everyone is an unselfish servant of the Supreme. So this is the basic differentiation. In the material world, bahirmukh, but everybody is centered on the fulfillment of their own desires. Whereas in the spiritual world, everyone, Radha and Krishna, are centered on the fulfillment of the beloved desires. The loving affairs of Sri Sri Radha Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. So the material world, it gives anxiety. As we say before, if you're in anxiety, how can you be peaceful? And without peace, how can you be happy? Whereas in the spiritual world, everyone is situated in ecstatic love. But that ecstatic love takes the form of different rasa, different mellows. There is the 5 primary: neutrality, servitude, friendship, parental, conjugal. Then there is the secondary rasas: laughter, astonishment, chivalry, compassion, anger, dread, ghastliness. And these mellows are churned by the 33 Sanchari bhavs. And this creates the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. As explained that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he dove into this ocean of mellows and he tasted all the different flavors in ecstatic love. Having taken the mood of Srimati Radharani, he could now understand her love for him and what Srimati Radharani found attractive in himself. So that is an ocean of rasa. Rasa means mellow taste. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, they separated themselves eternally. Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. So this is very esoteric and needs contemplation. Radha and Krishna are one, but they have separated themselves to exchange these mellows. So this exchange runs on the coordinates of Vipralamba, separation, just like we see illustrated here. Sometimes Prahlad Maharaj, he felt separation from the Supreme Lord under the influence of Yoga Maya, under the ecstatic emotions rising and falling within his heart. And then in response, Krishna would reveal himself, and then he felt sambhog. So this ecstatic interchange, sambhog vipralamba, is the very reason for creation. Actually, all mellows, all pleasure, anandamoy bhyasat, in the Vedanta Sutra, beginning to describe Krishna, everything, all pleasure is within Krishna. However, to churn the ocean of mellows, Krishna has separated himself eternally into Shaktimam and Shakti. And this interchange creates all flavors and rasas, and it increases his pleasure. And it increases the pleasure of Radharani. And out of his generosity, he has created all the individual souls and invited them to also enter into this coordinate of meeting and separation. So this we should contemplate. Sometimes people wonder why there is a creation. This is the explanation in one verse. It is to churn the ecstasy of the Supreme Lord and his devotees. So, can you consider any other better reason for creation other than to increase ecstasy? There is no better reason. We are Anandamaya also. We are also Atmaram in our nature, but we want not just to be static, we want to be ecstatic. Yes, you may sit on your comfy chair for some time and relax. But then when you want to have fun, you want to interchange with your friends. You want to have a game, you want to go and see something, you want to discuss. And this increases, does it not? This is the mistake of the monists, the Mayavadis. They consider, if I could just get rid of activity, which is so stressful in the material world, and just be sat, then that would be perfection. I'd be relieved of all these painful interactions with the taxman, with the rickshawwala, with those people who are terrorizing me, like Hiranyakashipu and Kali and his representatives. If I could just be and merge into the infinite Brahman. But that is not our nature, because this expansion of Krishna into his energy, Srimati Radharani, Swarup Shakti, and himself, is born out of his very nature. He is not a static personality or a static light in the sky. He is an ecstatic person. And out of his unlimited generosity, he is giving us all a chance to enter into this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And particularly, now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him. So, the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna are Madhurya, Ras. That means they're all honey. But when Lord Chaitanya, when Krishna takes the bhava, the mood of Srimati Radharani, then he expresses her mood of ardhurya, generosity. And his ecstasy is to unite all the living entities with Krishna and Radha. So this is done by the mercy of Guru, just like we have Baladev, Subhadra and Jagannath. So confirmed. So in the Rath Yatra, Baladev goes first, does he not? So that is Guru Shakti, Guru Krishna Prasadi Bhai Bhakti Lata Beach. Then Subhadra Devi comes along, right? So by the grace of Guru, you get entrance by following the words of Guru, Karishyate Tabavachanam. You get entrance into the internal potency, Subhadra Devi, Yogamai. And then, by the grace of Yogamai, you achieve the association of Shyam Sundar, Jagannath. So this is very important. We want to enter this spiritual energy. We want to become absorbed in that energy. How? By hearing from Guru, inquiring to Guru, and then sevaya, tadivadi pratipatena parikprashnena sevaya, upadekshantite jnanam jnaninas tatvadashina. Who is Guru? Guru is somebody who has seen the absolute truth, and therefore can describe the method, the sadhya and the sadhana, the objective and the process of attainment. So this is very important to understand the importance of Guru. By grace of Guru, we enter the internal potency, and then by the grace of Subhadra Devi, we realize Krishna. Jivera Swarupoy Nityara Krishna Das. And then we will understand that the transcendental activities of Radha and Krishna are running on this coordination. In the Krishna book, Prabhupada explains that if you want to learn the pastimes, just turn down the master volume and the treble a little bit. That's it, thank you. Now it's fine. Okay? That if you want to understand the activities of the transcendental world, then you should read Krishna Bhavanamrita. There the Astakala Leela, not so much, a little more volume. Hare Krishna. Then you should read Krishna Bhavanamrita. In Krishna you've turned it down too much. Hare Krishna. Okay. In Krishna Bhavanamrita, the sambhog and separation of Radha Krishna are fully described. Not fully, just a little pinhole view of the ecstasy of the spiritual world is there. However, in the pinhole everything is contained. So this is very important. No doubt you're all big students of how the material world carries on. You know about Paramatma, you know about Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, controlling the modes. You know about Swargaloka, you understand Bhumandala, you know the three worlds, you know the different planetary systems, the conditions therein, you know cosmogony, you know cosmology, you know the layouts of the planets. This is Bhuloka. Bhuloka is the area within which the sunlight is expressed. Above Bhuloka is Bhuvarloka, Satyaloka, Mahaloka, Jnanaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, the residence of Lord Brahma. Then below Bhumandala is Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Tala, Tala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. You know there's Prithvi Loka there. You know Narak is down there. You know that Baladev, by his potency, is maintaining all the physical laws and structure of the universe. But that knowledge will liberate you from material illusion. Brahmabhuta prasanatmana sochatina kankshati samaksavesha bhuteshu mad bhaktim labate param. You'll understand that the living entities don't belong in this world. But now, having been purified by that knowledge, contemplation, realize of that knowledge, you should progress to understand the affairs of the spiritual world. We shouldn't just stay with an understanding of how the material energy works within this universe, but we should also be studying the affairs of the transcendental world. There are 4 divisions to the creation. Lord Brahma gives that in the Brahma Samhita. Golokla nijadamni tale tatasya devi maheshu haridameshu teshu tejo te pravava nitya chiyastayena govindamadi purisham. There is Durgadam, Maheshdam, Haridam, place of Narayan. That's the place, transcendental world. Also Maheshdam is also transcendental. It is the place, the upper section. And in Haridam, the mood is Aishwarya Bhav. In Golok, the mood is Madhurya, honey, mellow. Krishna is the local hero, Nayaka. He is not considered the Supreme Lord. He's the son of Nanda Maharaj, the darling of Mother Yashoda. So we must progress through the grace of the Goswami's writing and the Acharyas. Lord Chaitanya's philosophy has expanded through the 6 Goswamis and then expanded further by Govinda Leelamrita, Krishna Das Kaviraj, and as Prabhupada recommends, Vishwanath Chakravarti has given Krishna Bhavanamrita, which is a very poetic expression based on Govinda Leelamrita. And there we see, if we understand this coordinate of Sambandha or Sambhog and Vipralamba, then we can see into the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. At Mangalati Pratak Leela, Radha and Krishna, they awaken, and then Radha goes to Varsana, and Krishna goes to Nanda Maharaj, Nandagram. So there is Sambhog, Vipralamba. Then Radha, she has a benediction from Durvasa Muni, that whoever eats her cooking will have a long life. So Mother Yashoda calls her, she cooks for Krishna. So Sambhog is there. And then after a beautiful pastimes in the morning with the servants of Krishna, the cowherd boys, a nice, happy, joyous occasion and dancing and plays in the palace of Nanda Maharaj, Krishna goes to the forest. So those in Vatsalya, the Brajajana, they feel separation. Krishna is going to the forest. They feel Vipralamba. There Krishna is now in Sambhog with the cowherd boys, and they enjoy pastimes in the forest. And when they manifest here in Gokula, then Krishna is also chastising the Asuric. Krishna then slips away from the cowherd boys and meets Radha in the prearranged kunja. And there they enjoy many joyous pastimes. Julan, like we have here on the wall. Pastimes, singing, dancing, joking. It may seem frivolity, but it is transcendental ecstasy. And then Krishna has to return to the cowherd boys. Radha, on Sunday, she's going to work Surya Dev. So Krishna dresses himself as a Brahmin in the Surya Dev temple, which is some distance from Radha Kund. And Radharani, very pious girl, she offers prayers to Surya Dev and offers dakshin to this peculiar pujari. That is Krishna. And Krishna chants some peculiar Vedic mantra. Apilutula pulita lakidula kadam sakani kyuda. They also learned it in Sanskrit and learned, who is this peculiar Brahman? It is Shyam Sundar with this foolish person. And then they enjoy ecstasy, Sambhog. Then after so many pastimes, Radha returns with the flowers gathered and the prasad of Surya Dev. She returns to Varsana. Krishna goes to Nanda Maharaj. So Sambhog, the Brajajana, they're ecstatic. Krishna is returning with the cowherd boys. They feel joyous, and they have another festival. But the plan is set that Krishna will now meet the Astakali, Radharani in the groves of Vrindavan and enjoy flute singing, riding in the river, so many unlimited pastimes. They have Sambhog after Vipralamba. So in this way the pastimes are going on, Sambhog, Vipralamba. And this is churning the ecstasy of Radha and Krishna, and churning the ecstasy of all the Brajajana. Srila Prabhupada said, this song we sing at the beginning of the Bhagavatam, Jai Radha Madhava, Gopijana Balaba. This is the description of Gokul, Goloka. It is the expression. Jamuna Tira, Vanachari. They're enjoying pastimes on the bank of the Jamuna. So this is prayojan. And one should learn the rasa tattva. Krishna consciousness is sambandha, abhideya, prayojan. Prayojan means goal, but also more forcibly, it means the necessity. If we are to attain the association of Radha and Krishna, and in Golok, or in the Bhoma Leela, and also Gaur-Nitai in Golok Swetadweep, then our mind must become absorbed in that. It is not enough just to know how the material world, the laws of karma, the different lokas, but we must become absorbed. And this is prayojan. This is the necessity. And these pastimes, once one has attained a good level of purification, nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya, by studying the Bhagavatam is an elucidation of the pastimes of Krishna and his devotees, and they are progressively developed to the 10th canto. Here we find in the 7th canto the first discussions, if you like, of the pure devotee, the unmotivated devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. So the Bhagavatam is constructed in such a way that if we hear it progressively from the correct source, then when we get to the 10th canto, then we will realize that the activities of Radha and Krishna, just like this sloka says, they are the loving affairs, are the manifestations of the internal pleasure-giving potency. And once we become absorbed in thought of that higher realm, then we will very easily overcome material attachment to Dhanam Janam Sundaram. And in fact, there is that sloka in the Bhagavad-Gita 10th canto that if you're attached to the mundane sensuality of this material world, then you should become absorbed in consideration with great humility in the loving pastimes, as explained in the 10th canto. This will give you final purification. Then you'll become absorbed, and this material world will become bahirmukh. It will become external. It will become outside. And just like Prahlad Maharaj here, you will become absorbed. So this is prayojan. It is necessity. So the studying of this is not to be leapt into at an immature stage. All the acharyas have built warnings around this. While we are still grossly materially contaminated without sambandha gyan, we should be careful. But that does not mean we should not. And we should not think it is a badge of honor. Oh, I'm so advanced, I never look at the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Because that is a misunderstanding. But at the right stage, under the tutelage of the acharyas, we should, just like Narottam Das has written in one of his songs, when will I become anxious to read the words of the Goswamis? When will I want to hear these pastimes? Instead of the terrorizing in the material world, which is going on very grossly nowadays, when will I become attracted to those pastimes of the pleasure-giving potency? When will I become eager? So this is very important. We should learn the science of rasa tattva, of yogamaya. We should learn on the basis of this philosophical view, we should understand the pastimes of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. Then we will become absorbed. Shravanam, Kirtanam. And then we can become Smaranam, absorbed. And then Pada Sevanam. We can attain service to those pastimes. And we should understand that that is what we are made for. We are not made for this material world, this material body, this bag of 9 gates, the city of 9 gates. We're not made for this. We're not made for transmigration in the material world. We're not made for this duality, friends and enemy, as Prahlad was taught in the so-called Gurukul. We're not made for this. We are made to enjoy and become servants of the ecstatic Vipralamba and Sambhog of Radha and Krishna. We are meant to be members of the dancing party of Gaur-Nitai. And why are they dancing in such ecstasy? Why is Lord Chaitanya in such ecstasy? Because he is absorbed in the thoughts of the transcendental world. And by the grace of Nityananda Prabhu and Nityananda's Guru, Adi Guru, and Guru Shakti is Jhanavi Devi. By their grace may we attain that. And just like Narottam Das, as I explained, if we don't have that desire, then let us pray for that desire by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, thank you all very much. Thank you. Any question? Yes, it's all. So become absorbed in these thoughts. And then you will have eternal ecstasy in the service of Radha and Krishna, and you'll be a member of the dancing party of Gaur-Nitai. And this is all the grace of Srila Prabhupada, the Srimad Bhagavatam Sadhu Sangha. Srila Prabhupada Sadhu Sangha Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Thank you all very much.